What's up, my guys? Welcome to another show, NBA show from SBR. Make sure you guys go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. Check out all the articles, NBA content we have over there. I'm your host, Jay Money. It's my guy, Junior Browne. It's just us two today, man. But we got this game six in the NBA Finals. We got the Suns in Milwaukee as 5-point underdogs. The Bucks have won three straight games here, Junior. What's up with you, my guy? Everything good with you?
Could be better. I got a Suns future bet, so it's not great. It's not looking good. I said last show that if the Bucks win that game, they probably win the series, and I still think that that's probably what's going to happen. But we'll discuss what side of this line I'm on, though, because I do see value in the Suns. Obviously, people are going to think I'm biased, which is fine. It's your money. You do what you want with your money. I know what I'm going to do with mine. So I'm interested to hear what Jay Money got to say about this. So whenever you're ready, brother, let's do it.
Yeah, it's just one game today. It's me and you, man. So let's break it down. Like I say, obviously the Suns, they came out up 16. Just to recap game five real quick. They were up 16 in the first quarter, guys. Covered the first quarter, didn't cover the first half, which was the bet that I had, and they're -2. So they probably was like, oh, we know Jay on the first half, so we're just going to piss away this lead or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they ended up losing the game as well. Actually, the Bucks had a 10-point lead in that game. It was actually pretty crazy, in my opinion, to watch that game because usually the Bucks team that we know, they kind of fold. I mean, you get down 16 on the road in Phoenix where their crowd is just so rowdy, whatever. You think that there's going to be a 20-point win by them for sure. The Bucks just kept chipping away and actually took a 10-point lead. It was actually pretty crazy to me, but they kind of started turning to the Bucks that we not going to say that we know, but the Bucks that they kind of shown sometimes or whatever late in the games. They let it get down to a 1-point lead where the Suns really had a chance to win the game. So just be interested to see what happens today over in Milwaukee. I hate to say it, but I do think the refs in this game matter. We know Scott Foster, he's that guy, he's that mobster, gangster type guy. It was like, all right, we need to extend this series. So, we're gonna wait to have you in here, Foster. But Foster's in here, Tony Brothers, you know what I'm saying? Regardless, what we doing with this one, Junior? Bucks are laying 5 at the house. Will they win 4 straight, cover 4 straight games, or will we see some pushback from the Suns here tonight?
Yeah, I think that it's going to be hard for them to cover tonight because the Suns are actually for the first time, at least from their perspective, in a situation where they have nothing to lose, right? Like they'll look silly because I'm sure they don't really care about how they look in the long run. They either win the title or they don't. But not too many teams win the first 2 games of a series and end up losing it, especially in 4 straight. I'm pretty sure that hasn't happened more than a handful of times in NBA history. So. I find it hard to believe that with the character of this team, the personalities on this team, that they're going to roll over. So I expect them to at least keep it close. I do think the Bucks probably win though because their home crowd really carries them and really provides them with a lot of energy. And there's a couple of different trends that I'm seeing in this series that I don't love. Let's start with this. So the Suns on defense. At home and away, they're basically the same. They're giving up like 118 a game at home per 100 possessions, 119 per 100 on the road. But the problem is on offense, they're at like 105 per 100 possessions on the road, while at home they're like 125. That kind of deficit is super hard to overcome. And there's something that maybe you can help me understand that I don't understand what's going on. Coming into this series, the Bucks are the worst team in the NBA at defending the 3. They gave up almost 15 threes a game, which is by far the worst in the league. The Suns in the first 2 games took 74 threes, and they won those 2 games. In the last 2 games, they've taken 44 threes, 30 less threes overall, so 15 less threes a game. And they've lost these 2 games. They lost 3 in a row. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why would they continue to take less and less threes? Like, they only took 21 threes the last game. And here's the crazy part. They're shooting like 41% from 3. So I don't know what that's about. I'm sure that's going to be addressed. I'm sure they're going to come out and attempt at least a good 35, 40 of them, which I think is going to be a bit of an equalizer, which really has me on the Suns plus the points. Obviously, other than the fact that their back's against the wall. This is a legacy game for Chris Paul. I know that doesn't really mean much because they've all been legacy games, and he's been pretty – I'm not going to say he's been shit because he's averaging like 21 and 9, and he's shooting over 50%. It's in the last minute or 2 of the game where superstars gotta make the difference, and let's be honest, Devin Booker's made the difference. Giannis has made the difference. Drew Holiday's made the difference. Chris Middleton has made all these dudes that are stars in this series have made a difference in the last minute or two of the game, except for Chris Paul. I know Devin Booker had that turnover, but without Devin Booker, these would be blowouts. My guy's putting up 40 a game against one of the best defenders in the NBA. So Devin Booker, to me, has solidified his status. Chris Paul needs to not be a superstar. He just needs to be a leader at the end of these games if the Suns have any hope of taking it back to Phoenix. I'm not really sure they do. I'm being too long-winded here. Suns +5. That's my play.
No, you're good. You good. Let's talk here. Let's talk some basketball, real basketball here, right? Because like, what are we doing here? Like Devin Booker going for 40 plus back to back and losing efforts. Why? That's not the Suns. Like Devin Booker going for 40 is the old Suns. That's when they were trash, right? This new Sun team with Money Williams, They actually move the ball around, like actually a ton. That's why you see games 1 and 2, like 5 different starters or 5 different players, including Cam Johnson and Payne, getting in double-digit scoring because they spread the wealth. It's almost like the Bucks are doing to what they did to the Nets. Like, all right, let's let Devin Booker, let's let him do these ISOs and take time off the clock and not get everybody else in rhythm, and then let him pretty much try to shoot his way out of the game for the Suns. He can go for 40. Two losses, 40-point back-to-back games should tell you all you need to know right there. They know it because that's what happened in the fourth quarter of Game 5, where they started to come back from that 10-point deficit. They started moving the ball around again. You don't want to see Booker ISO ball. That's it. I mean, even all the analytics people are seeing, even on ESPN, they know when Booker goes to this ISO, their offense is nowhere near as good, and it's actually making it easier for the Bucks defense to contain them. You let Booker get that mid-range shot. Guess what? They're not getting 3-point attempts. They're not getting into the paint and getting foul calls as well, or getting Aiden involved. So it's all about the Suns. Do they want to get back to playing the way they did? We talk a lot of stuff about Budenholzer, but he was the one making adjustments in this series. Money Williams really just like, all right, we're gonna kind of go with Booker, see if he can win us a game. That's not what you want to do here. If the Suns get back to moving the ball, they can win this game. You want Aiden to be in double-digit scoring. Obviously Chris Paul is he's one of the oldest players out there, but I still think it's beyond him because he's likely to get assists here. It's not really a scoring guard. When he has to score, that's not really good. It's all about with mismatches. I am taking Suns +5 here for the simple fact that I think that the Bucks might, you know what I'm saying, what do we see from them plenty of times, Junior? We see them choke up when it matters. We know that there's only one win left. I could think it's starting to get to their head. Giannis saying that, hey, look, we're not trying to think about that. We're not, but you can't help but to, especially at the house under the friendly confines of your home. The Suns, hey, they coming in here all business, and like Aiden said, hey, now they're playing from behind, so now it's a little bit funner. Now their backs against the wall. Be really interested to see what happens tonight. Guys, you guys know I can't stand the Suns. I'll be honest. I want to see the Bucks win this one, but I think even if they do win today, I think it'll be a close game. I think we could see a carbon copy of Game 4 where the Suns pretty much lead them there the whole game. And then the Bucks, they did take the lead late, but it was still a close possessions the last few games, and the Suns turned the ball over in the past couple of possessions and for them as well. So I see a close game regardless. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see the Suns push this one to 7. It's really hard to beat a team 4 straight times. The Bucks have covered 3 straight games. Usually this is one of the time where you want to fade them. So I love the Bucks here. I'm not betting the -5. I'm actually taking the Sun +5. It is a winnable game for him, but regardless, I see a close game down to the wire. If Giannis is on the free throw line late in the game, he's likely going 1 for 2 or 0 for 2. So give me the Suns here +5 for a bunch of reasons. And I think that now they maybe got a little wake-up call and get back to moving the ball as well here. And simply put, I think Scott Foster will. I mean, you can't be. You know what I'm saying? I think Scott Foster. I think the Suns will get the calls today. That's what the game will go. How the refs call it, and call me crazy, but I think Foster is in this Game 6 for a reason. I said it a couple of days ago, and when it comes to fruition like that, I have to go with what I know, and that's Suns +5 in this Game 6, my guy. Junior, what you think about that? Do you think Booker goes for another 40 tonight, or is that the recipe to success?
I really think that the way that he seems to be built, I don't see him scoring less than 30. Someone in the chat asked what I think about his prop for 30.5. I don't think that's a good prop for any player, to be honest, especially because of what Jay said. If the Suns are going to win, it's probably better that Booker doesn't score 40. So I wouldn't bet that prop personally, but I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth because I can't see him taking less than 20 shots. I can't see him scoring less than 30 because I just think he's built that way. And like I mentioned before, the Suns' offense has been significantly worse in Milwaukee as compared to Phoenix, whereas Booker put up a 40-piece in Milwaukee and in Phoenix. So it doesn't matter to him where it's at. What the Suns really just need is one other guy to show up. They don't need anyone to go off. They just had a bunch of guys just like literally not even show up. And I think that I'm going to say something that people are going to laugh at probably, but I watch basketball every goddamn day, so I don't really care about what other people think. Darius Saric being injured is actually been a problem for the Suns because they don't have another big body. So when Ayton sits, it's a layup line for Milwaukee. Milwaukee's shooting like almost 70% at the rim, which you would think that a shooting percentage at the rim would be really high, but that's like a ridiculous number. They're just getting uncontested layups and dunks and offensive rebounds because they're also dominating the boards in this series. So there's a couple of different things that are not really working out for the Suns. The Suns are a by committee team. They're not a team that just relies on one or two guys, and every time Ayton goes out, it's been a problem for them. So, and on top of the fact that Saric, who I actually really don't like as a player, to be honest, like when he was in Philly, when he used to play for the 76ers, this guy's shot selection really pisses me off. But he's been playing really well in the playoffs, though. Like before he got hurt, he was kind of balling. You know what I'm saying? So when you take out a rotation guy. And now you're giving minutes to guys that you might like. Torrey Craig is not playing more minutes. He's not a bad player, but what rhythm did he have before now? He just kind of got thrown into the fire. You kind of rather have those minutes for a big to help Ayton out because Ayton's been fine. You know what I'm saying? But he's literally their only big. Whereas Milwaukee's got Giannis, they got Brook Lopez, and Brook Lopez is not a traditional big. But you know what he is? He's a really good rebounder when he decides to be, especially on offensive boards. He's a horrendous defensive rebounder for a big, but he's a great offensive rebounder for a big. So that's been a problem for them. That and the lack of threes. I really think that those are the two things that are key for Phoenix. But I'm not sure they have what it takes to win this game tonight. Not without Chris Paul. Chris Paul doesn't have to be a star. He just has to be a leader at the end of the game when it's close, or else they have no chance. It's just really that simple.
Exactly. Yeah, my thoughts on that Booker prop, I think it goes hand in hand. Booker didn't even shoot a lot of threes. It's dribble. It's coming off the screen. It's mostly 2-point shots mid-range, which are not bad shots, but in today's NBA, I mean, is it a bad shot? I mean, what are we doing here? You'd almost rather
go that Allen Houston game, bro. Sorry to interrupt you. He's got that Allen Houston old school mid-range game happening. Like I love that shit. Rip Hamilton. I don't. Yeah, but I love that shit though. I love it.
Yeah, no, the Suns, if they're gonna get back to getting to shooting the threes and moving the ball, I think that coincides with Booker going under his points, in my opinion. I don't want to see Booker go for 40 here. They'll likely lose the game by double digits. At some point, you have to mix things up. Monty Williams knows it. You can't keep playing this ISO ball with Booker. You can't. It's not team basketball. It's not what got you to the finals. I'm telling you this. I've been paying attention to the Suns all season. It's team basketball. It's team defense, and on offense, what they don't rely on Booker. Just trust me, guys. This is what Booker used to do when the Suns were terrible. Like literally, he would have to be the best player on the floor. You don't have to be the best player anymore. You actually have ballers on your team. Bridges, Aiden, Johnson, Payne off the bench. You got ballers. Let them get into their flow. I want to see Devin Booker go for 10 assists. I want to see him go for try to get some dimes. They're going to be paying attention to you now. You're going to have somebody open. You're going to have to run a pick and roll with Aiden, try to get him some alley oops there, some easy oops. I think Aiden's going to have to play the whole game. obviously, if he doesn't get into foul trouble, Aiden will likely have to play this whole game. It's getting down to the last 2 games now. Everything's on the line. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be some players that have to play every minute here. Mainly the Suns, like you say, don't have a backup center. You better not put Frank Kaminsky bum ass out there, man. But Torrey Craig actually should be playing a lot better than he should. He actually started this year on the Bucks as well. He should have even a little bit inside info on him. That's what he did versus Nuggets. He's like, hey, look, this is what they're gonna do. You was on the Torrey Craig will get a championship ring regardless. He started the season out on the Bucks, now he's ended up on the Suns. He's getting the ring regardless. Let me find out Craig like, you know what? I like the Bucks a little bit better now, but regardless, it could possibly be the last game of the season. It could go to 7 here, but regardless, I'm taking the Suns plus the 5. I love the Bucks. I don't love them. I'm not a huge fan, but I do want to see them win this series. I must say, it's going to be bad if it's going back to Phoenix. Regardless, give me the Suns plus the 5. I do think it's a winnable game. Regardless, I think it's going to be a close game. Bucks trying to close it out. One of the hardest games. You've covered 3 straight games, going for a 4th straight cover. I find it hard to believe. I do believe that's why Scott Foster's in this game. Regardless, all those points. I think CP3 might show up a little bit today as well, but Suns plus the 5, guys. It's not that I have to take it, but if this is the last play of the season, I'll go out on this one. And people can't say I'm biased because I don't really like the Suns, and I hadn't bet them a whole lot in this series or its playoffs, guys. I might even miss out on some money, but I'm taking them today plus the 5. It's the only way I could look, my guy. Junior, what are we doing, my guy? What's your official?
Suns got to be official. First of all, someone in the chat said all I'm doing is rambling. Well, ramble this. The Suns haven't lost 4 games in a row all season. So Suns plus 5. That's exactly. Sure enough for you?
Yeah, and we can't write the Suns off yet. One thing I like to do in basketball is when everybody likes to get on one side, or Bucks that won 3 straight and they won the away game, the first team to win the away game. I kind of sort of like to zag when everybody likes to zig. Everybody think, I'm going to say everybody, but a lot of people are going to simply even hop off the Suns bandwagon. Like, you know what, I'm going to take the Bucks. They're going to close it out at the house. I think even if the Bucks win this game, it'll be by 2 or 3 points. I see a close game regardless here. So with that being said, I am going to take the team with their backs against the wall. And I usually don't mind being on their side, my guys. And that team usually comes out and play with a little bit more intensity. If they do, and we see the carbon copy of Game 4, I think the Suns will cover this game, possibly win it. Give me Suns plus the 5. It's no fanboy shit in there. I actually can't stand the Suns, so they should let you know everything right there. Give me the Suns, plus the 5. Close game, winnable game. Could go to 7 here. I'm sure the NBA wouldn't mind seeing that. But give me Suns plus the 5 for a bunch of reasons, my guys. Let's cash it. Don't be a bit surprised if you see a few questionable calls go in the Suns' favor here. Let's cash it, Junior. Appreciate you, man. Hope we might have, this could be the last show of the season. We might have one more show regardless, man. Love all you guys. Appreciate SBR for letting us do this show. Make sure you guys go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. Check out our articles, NBA content we have there. Jordan's not here today, but I'm pretty sure he has an article up there on the website. You got NFL over there, baseball, whatever you like to bet, man. It's on the site. You see what I'm saying? Go check it out, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe. That's my guy, Junior Browne. I'm your host, Jay Money. Son. Let's see how we do, my guys. Plus the 5. We out.